Oh hey, I'm Christian Black. Now a lot of you might have seen the THX stuff that I had made for Cody's family account, or even the remakes of the Dolby Digital Waterfall Surround EX trailer that I had done. But what a lot of you may not know is that I'm a stop motion animator. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing you some random behind the scenes facts and Easter eggs as to how the LEGO Star Wars project, The Rise of Darth Vader Revised, came to be. Here we go. Number 1. Production on the entire project took about 10 months or so to do. I've been wanting to retell Anakin becoming Darth Vader for a long time. Actually since 2017 when the new version of the LEGO set came out. But I didn't really know how to do it. It is true that a lot of other people have recreated the scene multiple times, which is probably why it's iconic and memorable. But I kind of wanted to do something a little bit different with it. Well, on July 31st, 2020, that all changed. When I announced to Cody Thomas that I was going to retell it, he was pretty surprised. Number 2. When figuring out how to do the project, my dad suggested that maybe I should just write it out. Sort of like a script and storyboard version. Of course, I didn't have any storyboards since I'm not a good illustrator, but I did have an alternative. Number 3. Instead of doing storyboards, I did a trial run. Sort of think of it as like a rough animatic or storyboard process, but it's just a photo instead. Of course, this isn't exactly perfect, but it was a good practice to see what I could do. Number 4. After the trial run, later in December of 2020, I did other versions of what the final version of the project could be. Some of these were actually filmed in the guest room upstairs. However, when some friends came over to sleep over for a couple days during Christmas, the filming location had to be moved to the basement, which, another interesting fact, that's where the trial run was filmed. Number 5. The set design went through a lot of changes. As references and inspiration, I took some ideas from mocks that people have made, and even tried to look at shots from the movie to see if I could replicate it. It wasn't really that easy, but I tried the best I could. Number 6. Speaking of the set, I actually wanted to get some dry ice and even some tiny little brick lights to make the set feel more atmospheric or realistic, so to speak. Unfortunately, dry ice is kind of expensive, and getting some LEGO brick lights would require a lot of wiring, so I just didn't have enough time. Number 7. Speaking of not enough time, I actually wanted the project to come out at the end of 2020, but because of the aforementioned reshoots, it was moved to 2021 instead, which was actually not a bad idea. Number 8. Originally, I was not going to do the voice of Darth Vader. I actually wanted Matt Sloan to do it instead. However, when Cody and I tried contacting him from Blame Society, he just didn't respond, so this meant I had to do it at the last minute. Number 9. I'm also the voice of the medical droid, the DD-13 medical droid. Yeah, that one. Number 10. Speaking of droids, the only minifigure that was not included in this set was the 21B medical droid. The one that you're seeing right now is actually one that I ordered off of Amazon. In fact, it was actually the very first version to be made as a physical minifigure. Number 11. Back on the voices for a second, we actually did get someone who said that he would like to do the voice of Palpatine, and that YouTuber was Just Cause. I sent him the lines, he recorded them, and then I converted them into a file and used them in the project. I think he did a pretty good job. Number 12. Speaking of collaborations, I actually wanted Sebastian Segura to work on the sound mix for the project. Unfortunately, he was really busy with other stuff, so this meant I had to do it all by myself. One of the complicated things was trying to use sound effects that were not overused. Number 13. Lighting the scene actually used 2 desk lamps, one on top and one in front of the set. Number 14. My brother, Bailey, was able to help me with color correction on the project. I was trying to replicate the same color tone that it was in the movie. So my brother was able to help me with that. Number 15. Speaking of Bailey, I asked him if it would be nice if he could take some behind-the-scenes photos and videos of me working on the project. And he did. You might notice in some of these photos that I have some headphones on. That's because when I was working on the final version, I was listening to Republic Forces Radio Network. Nathan P. Butler, host of From the Star Wars Home Video Library, one of my favorite YouTube series, was actually a part of that podcast. Number 16. Filming the final version lasted for a couple of nights and one morning. Number 17. The only live-action shots in the project were Anakin laying on Mustafar, the helmet being placed on Vader's head, and when the platform rises up. Number 18. Speaking of Anakin laying on Mustafar, that was not scripted at all. It was improvised from the very beginning. I wanted to sort of do a parallel to the Ghost of Mortis, when Anakin heard voices ringing through his head as he had visions of his future. Here, I wanted Anakin to realize that this was his future, and he couldn't go back to it. Number 19. The line,
"My lord, the construction is finished. He lives."
Good. Good.
is actually taken from the original screenplay of Revenge of the Sith. In fact, the shot of the droid talking to Palpatine about that is actually sort of a recreation of a comic book illustration of that exact shot. So there you have it. 19 facts as to how the LEGO Star Wars project, The Rise of Darth Vader Revised, came to be. Hey everybody, Christian Black here. I really hope you enjoyed today's video about how my LEGO Star Wars project came to be. I spent a lot of progression, effort, and time making it. It was so tough, but I'm really glad that I made it, and I just had to get a behind-the-scenes kind of video about it out, which is right now. I should point out, the behind-the-scenes portion of this video was actually filmed yesterday because I was having a lot of trouble trying to figure out what to do about how to explain how the project came to be. So I'm really sorry that it came this late, and I'm also sorry that it took this long to have Cody upload one of my own videos. I mean, well, granted it was 15 days, but still, I do apologize for that. And speaking of which, I'm not going to be having Cody upload any of my videos, well, any new videos I make until next Friday. And the reason is because he's going to Florida, actually tomorrow. He's going to go to Florida tomorrow, and he will come back to Tennessee next Friday. So as soon as he gets back, there will be a new video coming from me that will be uploaded. So, not to give anything away, most of it will be THX themed stuff. So, yeah, none of this is scripted, by the way. None of this is scripted. I'm just saying it as I go along. But yes, Cody's going to go to Florida for the week until next Friday. And as soon as he gets back, there will be a video from me that will be uploaded that day. I know I just already said it, but I'll just say it again in case you guys forgot. So, yeah, what else can I say? Well, honestly, there's not much else to say about it, but I really hope you guys enjoyed the video about the project. I know I already said that as well, but I'll say it again. If you guys want to watch the final project, it's available on this channel, even though it's in a lower quality because of file size. But I digress. It is available on this channel. It's also in the playlist called the Christian Black Collection. That playlist has a bunch of videos that I made and let Cody upload onto this channel with permission. So yeah, go subscribe to Han and Leia's oldest son, which is this account that I'm talking from right now. And also subscribe to Cody's other account, Ben Solo, where he does vlog-like videos. And I might actually be in one of his videos at some point. I was in one of them before, but I might be a part of it again. So yeah. Anyways, without enough stalling, again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. See you later, everybody.